I'm telling you right now, if you can't get into Navy Federal, then you need to pay attention in this video because I got a super gem and a great alternative for you right now. In today's lesson, I'm going to give you yet again a gem that is going to not only boost your credit like Navy Federal, but also give you a pledge loan, something similar to Navy Federal. So go ahead, get your pen and paper out. While you're getting your pen and paper out, I'm going to break this computer out so we can look at everything together so I can show you this is the real deal. And with that being said, let's dive in. All right, guys, and before we get started, I just want to ask if you don't mind clicking that like button for me. It really helps out my channel a lot. I really appreciate you guys' support. All right, enough talking. Let's get to this credit hack. All right, ladies and gents, so as you can see right here on the actual screen right here, we are looking at DCU Credit Union. You probably heard of them, you probably haven't. I got a lot of data points from them. I got a lot of information I don't want to give you guys. I'm not going to go too deep into the actual credit union as a whole, but I'm just going to give you the meat and potatoes is what I want to give you on this actual video. Again, DCU is open nationwide. There are no restrictions, so that means you don't have to be military affiliated or anything of that nature. You know, it's super duper easy to sign up with them. It took me not even 20 minutes, not even, and I was automatically approved for everything that I actually went for. I didn't go for everything, but I'll get later to that into another video. But again, it's non-geo restricted, it's super easy to get into, and they have some actual products that like kind of similar to Navy Federal. So again, if you can't get into Navy Federal, this is a perfect alternative. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now with DCU, it is, they don't have to actually pull your credit report or anything to actually be a member. It's actually free, but to actually pull your information for products, that's a different story. They might pull your check systems just to let you know upon trying to become a member. Now, if you don't know what your check systems are, it's a secondary reporting agency that tracks pretty much the activity of if you closed accounts, checking accounts, savings accounts, anything of that nature. You know, it goes onto that actual secondary report. So if you've never had any issues with any banks, then you are fine. You have nothing to worry about. You open it with no equivocations. But if you've had like payments that you had to pay from other institutions and things like that, it might be on your secondary report. It might not. You can easily pull it, go to checksystems.com, pull up your name, see what you got going on. But other than that, it's super duper easy to get into it, all right? So let's see right here. So now, as we're looking at the credit builder loan, the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's similar to the Navy Federal pledge loan hack. All right, credit builder loans right here. So like it says, build or rebuild your credit while building up personal savings. They do have other products as far as like the savings secured loan and things of that nature, but I'll get into that in another video. Just at a glance right here, it's actually looking really good as far as, you know, the product that they actually offer. Now, again, they're not as big as Navy Federal, so they can only do what they actually can hold as far as an institution, but I'll get into the pros and cons of everything. Now, upon me doing my due diligence as far as trying to get all the information, just to let you know, there was no credit check as far as trying to get the credit builder loan, just to let you know. There's no credit check, but I want you to fact check me. The reason why I want you to is because you have to do your due diligence. I say there's no credit pull or anything like that. There was a representative that told me there was no credit pull, but you have to do it. You have to do your information, find out for yourself, because I don't want you coming in my comments talking about some, oh, yo, you talking about it was a soft pull and they pulled my credit report. This is why I tell you guys, fact check everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 85% sure, just like the representative stated, there are no credit checks for the credit builder loan, all right? So again, right here at a glance, it states that the credit builder loan is specifically designed to help you build or rebuild your credit history as you build up to $3,000 in savings plus dividends. Dividends is kind of dope because Navy Federal gives you dividends as well, but the main thing I want to talk about right here is the $3,000. So the credit builder loan goes up to $3,000. Now I know you've probably seen my other Navy Federal pledge loan. I have a $100,000 pledge loan out with Navy Federal, so that is a big difference. $100,000, $3,000, because if you see right here, $1,000, $10,000, $50,000, and $100,000 minimum certificates. The most I've ever done is $100K. So With that, DCU is actually offering you up to $3,000, but that's not a problem, because you guys have to understand with this information that I'm giving you guys. It's not about how much that you have right now. It's all about improving the certain sectors on your credit report, because you guys are so caught up on the score, you're forgetting about everything else that goes along to making up that score. Yes, it's $3,000, but 90% of people out here in this world don't even have something along the lines of this. They just have like a self-builder loan and that's it. And they think that that's going to get them approved for everything. Again, you guys have to understand that you need a credit mix. So that means DCU Credit Builder is not only improving your credit payment history, but it's also boosting and thickening your credit mix at the same time. I'm telling you, loans hold a lot more weight than credit cards in a lot of situations. This is where underwriters look to see, okay, have they had loans or anything of that nature? So you have to keep this in mind when you're looking at this right here. Yeah, it's $3,000, but I promise you it's gonna do the same exact thing for that $100,000 loan that I have right now. Don't look at the number, look at what it does to your credit report, all right? Right here it says 5% APR, maximum term 24 months. Now, as we look right here for the actual Navy Federal pledge loan, it is a little different. Again, it goes, of course, 24 months for short-term certificates, but if you have more money like the $100,000, 50 or whatever you have, it's longer terms where you can go 7 years and things of that nature. So there is a difference. So there is a cap on this, but I can show you how to get around that to keep rinsing and repeating, all right? So 5% APR, maximum 24 months, that's actually not bad. Flexible terms, again, but you can choose between 12 to 24 months. So that means the quicker that you get this, the quicker you can pay it off and get your money back. So that's another dope thing about it as well. Again, the 5% and earns dividends. Fund your DCU savings account earns dividends at the published dividend rate. So that's a good thing as well. You actually earn some type of dividends. And also, of course, you establish credit as you repay on time. We report the information to the credit bureaus. That's what I want you guys to understand. This is what it's about. We can worry about the 100,000, 50,000 or anything like that on down the line. This is what I want you guys to focus on, because yeah, you have these credit cards and you have these credit builders and things like that, but you need actual loans that are actually reporting positive payment history as well. All right, always remember that. And the one thing that I do like about this that actual Navy Federal doesn't have is there's no payments for the first 60 days. That's actually kind of dope, because with Navy Federal's pledge loan acts the same way as a regular loan. As soon as you get it, hey, we need that bread or that money as soon as that due date hits. You really don't have too much of a grace period unless you pay it off 60, 70, 80% or whatever down the line. But with DCU, they're actually giving you a 60-day grace period for you to get prepared to actually pay all this off. So that's actually a dope thing and a great thing by it. But one of the things that I want to get to as far as the 24 months and the $3,000, again, you're funding this yourself. You have to keep that in mind. But also, with that being said, even though it's 24 months, you can rinse and repeat this cycle. So you can kind of actually use the Navy Federal pledge loan hack with DCU. Let me explain. So let's just say you have $3,000 and you actually fund it to the maximum. You put the $3,000 in, and then with that being said, you could pay 75 to 80% or more off. And then after that, what you can do is you'll get the money right back. So then after that, you're just paying a minimum balance of whenever the actual due date is, and you're just paying it off and still continuously getting that actual positive payment history month in and month out. So that's still a great thing. So if you put $3,000, you pay $1,500 off, that's 50% or whatever, you get $1,500 back in your actual account. All right. And I know on my pledge loan, I had a few people email me and say, you know, I don't have that type of money or things like that lying around or anything like that. You know, what are all other alternatives that I can do? Now, when I tell you this, disclaimer, I'm not telling you to do this. You have to be a really, really responsible and savvy person to actually do this. All right. So with that being said, what I did was when I used my first pledge loans, it was not 100K or anything like that. What I did was I was taking my bill money and converting them into pledge loans. Let me explain in the DCU terms. So let's say the total is $3,000. Let's just say, for example, your rent is $3,000. Let's say you gather up all your rent by the 20th of every month or anything like that. Your rent is due on the 1st. So what you can do is you can actually convert that $3,000 into an actual DCU credit builder loan. And after that, when they convert everything, they'll give you your money right back into your account. Might take a day or so. All right. So then you still have your money ready to actually make that rent payment. So after that, you can take $25, $26, $27, even $2,800 of the money that they gave back to you, of the total $3,000, and you can pay that off towards your credit builder loan. So now when it hits your credit report, it will show that X amount of percentage is already paid off and you only have X amount of dollars to go. So then when you get the $2,600, $2,700, $2,800, $2,900, whatever you want to do, you get back, you just muster up the remaining balance or whatever, pay your rent, and then you just keep going and you pay the $100, $150 or whatever you have left on the DCU credit builder. Because remember, it's not due every week, it's due every month. All right. So then you can pay it off whenever you want to, and you can rinse and repeat the cycle again. That's the dope thing about this. All right. So that's actually what I did. It's something that you can do. I'm not saying you have to follow that blueprint. Just do it to however your finances actually want you to go. Does that make sense? So again, just trying to give you guys a different type of way of looking at things. And again, it says, borrow, $500, $3,000, 12 to 24 months. That's actually not bad. 24 months, you can easily pay it off and rinse and repeat the cycle. But there's actually another play that you can do with DCU to actually make this even more crazier than what it is now. And actually, shout out to Radical Marketer, because I forgot that he talked about this like a year ago, and it just slipped my mind, and he just brought it back to my attention. When he was talking about DCU, he actually made a valid point. When you go with DCU, they actually give you a chance where you can actually get quick loans. Quick loans is kind of like a loan where, of course, it's quick. It's not a big amount, but you can get this extremely fast. So what you can do is, with the quick loan, you can get this after you get the credit builder loan. Again, it is 17.99% APR. The maximum is 12 months because obviously it's a quick loan. But again, it's easy to get. There's no hidden fees. And you can still build and improve your credit score by making on-time payments. Now, this is what I wanted to show you right here. It says, in order to be eligible for a quick loan with DCU, a DCU membership must be established for at least 180 days for an amount of $200 to $2,000. So this is important right here. The reason why that's important is because, so let me tell you the actual play that you can actually use when actually doing this. So let's say that you open up your account with DCU today, right? And you can get a credit builder loan that day, right? As soon as you get your savings, your checking account, anything like that, you can go ahead and get the actual loan, the credit builder loan. And let's say you pay whatever the amount that you do and you pay that off in increments, right? Then after that, you can let your account season for 180 days. Let's say you pay your credit builder off in 180 days if you want to. Soon as that 180th day comes, you're eligible for this. You're immediately eligible for this. You can wait the 181st day and you can apply for this. Bam. Now you get a $2,000 quick loan with them. Now, in my experience and from what I've seen, they actually pull my Experian, but I've heard from other people they pull your Equifax. But what you can do is you can freeze your Equifax, or you can freeze your Experian and your TransUnion, so they make sure they only pull one bureau, whichever it is, and you can sweep the inquiry if you want. But as soon as you get the quick loan, after that, you get the $2,000, you immediately get it in your actual account. Then after that, what you can do is you can take that, you can use it for whatever you need, or you could take that $2,000, convert it into another credit builder loan, because it's not going to say credit builder loan on your account. You see where I'm going with this? So that means you could take this $2,000 and you could convert this into an actual credit builder loan, pay 80-90% of it off, get the money right back, and just have it sitting in your account. And now you're playing with house money. You're not playing with your money, you're playing with house money. And of course, don't spend it, because we're still trying to use all this strategically. And then you could take your money, add another $1,000 to it, make it a $3,000 loan, or you can just keep rinsing and repeating the cycle. You see where I'm going? So now you're playing with house money, you still have your money, and you're doing what? Still building a relationship with DCU Credit Union. You see where I'm going with this? There's so many different tricks and trades that you can do with these type of products to make sure that you're boosting and actually credit hacking your credit report. There's so many different ways. Again, you have to get out of that mindset of it's all about just my score, and there's different ways to thicken your credit profile so you will never get denied with institutions again. Again, I try to give you guys the best information possible when it comes to all these credit unions. I'm gonna continue to try to get more data points from DCU and other credit unions so I can give it to you guys. Soon I'm probably gonna give you a deep dive on their credit cards soon, but I just wanted to give you that gem right there, that you have this in your backyard right now and you can utilize this to actually improve your credit. All right, I want to appreciate you guys for stopping by. Man, go check out DCU. Go play with their money. Go do what you can so you can boost and thicken your credit profile so you can never be denied for whatever you need, whether it's personal funding or business funding. All right, I want to appreciate you guys for stopping by. All right, and until next time, ladies and gents.